I'm Ricky Safer, PSC patient, founder and volunteer CEO of PSC Partners Seeking a Cure. I want to give everyone a warm welcome for joining us this weekend for our 18th annual conference. We are very happy with the great turnout today. Although we were sad to have to change from our traditional in-person conference to a virtual option, we have an engaging weekend planned with 40 speakers bringing us up to date on PSC therapies and research, with social activities mixed in. Keep in mind that this conference will be a different experience, both because it is virtual and also because we are launching our exciting International Collaborative Research Network. We have about 500 attendees registered, including over 80 international clinicians and researchers. So our patient community will have many opportunities for interactive discussions with the medical communities. We are starting a new era of collaboration between patients, caregivers, clinicians, researchers, industry, and regulators. Please be sure to join our ICR Network's first think tank today. We need voices from all stakeholders to discuss a future PSC research agenda. You all play a role in our success in accelerating PSC research. I'm here with our two Harvard conference co-hosts, Dr. Josh Korzenik from Brigham and Women's Hospital and Dr. Dan Pratt from Massachusetts General Hospital. We can't thank them enough for spending a full year working with us to create every detail of our conference experience. They are true experts in PSC as well as being extremely compassionate providers. We also thank our generous corporate and community sponsors who have made it possible for us to offer this conference for either a nominal fee or as a complimentary option. Compared to 18 years ago, when we founded PSC Partners, we are currently in a promising era for PSC research. And in our urgency to advance this research, PSC Partners is eager to launch our ICR network today and tomorrow. Together, we're creating a world where a PSC diagnosis comes with a cure. The impetus to creating this network was in 2020, when we were thrilled to be one of the grantee organizations to receive a Rare as One Chan Zuckerberg Initiative grant. CZI is providing us 3 amazing years of resources, training, financial support, and networking with like-minded patient organizations, and has encouraged us to realize the power of our patient voice in research and drug development. We will kick things off this morning with an inspiring keynote speech from Dr. David Fagenbaum from the Castleman Disease Collaborative Network, whose approach has provided us a practical model to follow. Before I go over a few housekeeping tips, I want to share a message that I just received from a longtime post-transplant PSCer. Quote, "I know how much this conference helps so many. As I said before, my first one gave me the first glimmer of hope that I had a future." After this weekend, we will offer post-event monthly webinars on practical topics from nutrition, coping with life with PSC, clinical trials, and others. Please see the schedule on our website. This weekend will center on our ICR network and the collaborative initiatives that are at the center of it. And now I'd like to introduce Dr. Josh Korznick at Harvard Medical School. Dr. Korznick is the director of the Resnick Family Research Center for PSC and the Crohn's and Colitis Center at Brigham and Women's Hospital, caring for patients with IBD and PSC. His research is focused on developing new therapies for PSC based on a better understanding of PSC and IBD and their interrelationship. Dr. Korznick is a member of PSC Partners Scientific Medical Advisory Committee and the medical co-chair for this conference, along with Dr. Pratt. Now I'll turn it over to you, Dr. Korznick.
Thank you, Ricky, and welcome everyone. Welcome to the conference. Welcome virtually to Boston. We're sorry we're not all here together in person. I think it was the right call though, and hopefully we'll be together soon. And at least we can all share together the common excitement and support of the Boston sports teams, particularly after last night's come from behind Celtic win. So thank you all for your support for that. I'm delighted to be here to co-host this conference and to welcome all of you to what I expect will be a very interesting, educational, packed, and intense time. I want to first thank Ricky, Ruth Ann, and the PSC Partners team who have done an amazing job of imagining an innovative conference, then developing the conference, and then reconfiguring it to make it virtual. I have a deep admiration for the team, and it's wonderful to have an opportunity to work with them with a common sense of purpose and direction. This conference is different from others that you may have attended. As Ricky mentioned, the goal is always is education, but we're also here to work together to contribute towards the development of a research agenda. And just to give a little bit more background about the CZI initiative, it's really due to the efforts of PSC Partners, and I'm glad to be a part of it. PSC Partners was awarded a grant from CZI. So CZI is the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative. This is Zuckerberg of Facebook and Metaverse fame. Chan is his wife, Priscilla Chan, a pediatrician. And one of their initiatives is a program called Rare as One. This is an innovative and visionary effort, and they're aiming to help rare diseases find cures by developing communities of individuals with rare diseases, along with researchers and clinicians involved in those diseases. Due to their strengths as an organization and goals outlined in a detailed application, PSC Partners was one of the few selected to be part of Rare as One's initial efforts. It's a peculiar fact that 1 in 10 Americans has a rare disease. So we, as part of the PSC Partners effort, we're part of a larger community of rare diseases and have been learning from each other. We also want to broaden the PSC community so that we all contribute within our community and learn from each other as well. PSCers, their loved ones, caregivers, clinicians, pharma, researchers. We want to hear everyone's voice. We want everyone to join the conversations over the next 2 days. Everyone should step up and recognize that they have unique insights and skills that we hope each participant will bring to bear on PSC. The aim of the roadmap conferences that many of you participated in, held in the months leading up to this conference, was to educate everyone so that no one is intimidated by the science, which may seem bewildering at times, and no one will hold back because of a lack of familiarity with research methods or other issues. Those of you living with PSC or associated through a loved one with PSC have thought about these issues and have unique insights, ideas, and approaches. We want you to share those. We want to develop a research agenda through the participation of PSCers and scientists and clinicians. This is not an endpoint in itself, but a stop along the way. The agenda which emerges out of our discussions will help guide research, funding, pharma, and lead us forward on a new pathway towards therapies and hopefully eventually a cure. In the medical world, we're hesitant to use the word cure because we don't want to raise expectations and disappoint. But I do think we're in a wonderful time for medical research where we have the tools, will, and creativity to make this happen. We're discussing a lot of big questions today. What causes PSC? How do we develop an effective medication? It may seem daunting and a long road ahead, but look how far we have come. See how far a small team who started PSC Partners has progressed in a relatively short period of time into a large, thriving, and productive organization. They have helped to put PSC on the map and now helping guide the way forward. There is much work to be done, but we can get it done together, starting with the work we'll do today and tomorrow. So let's focus at the task at hand. As one example of how a collaborative network can make a dramatic and unexpected progress, I turn the program over to Dr. Dan Pratt, a co-host, to introduce our first session. Dan Pratt is a friend, a colleague, and collaborator of many years, and a leading hepatologist at Massachusetts General Hospital, as well as one of the top PSC clinicians and researchers in the country. Over to you, Dr. Pratt.
Thank you, Josh. I have the great pleasure of introducing the speaker for our keynote address, Dr. David Fagenbaum. Dr. Fagenbaum is truly a remarkable and inspirational individual. A native of Raleigh, North Carolina, he did his graduate studies at Georgetown University before going on to earn a number of graduate degrees, including a Master's of Science degree at Oxford University in the UK, his MD degree at the Perelman School of Medicine at the University of Pennsylvania, and finally his MBA at the Wharton School, also at the University of Pennsylvania. He has managed to achieve an extraordinary number of things in a short period of time. much of it most remarkably while also waging his own battle with a rare and deadly disease, idiopathic multicentric Castleman disease, a battle we will hear much more about. He is an assistant professor of medicine and translational medicine and human genetics at the University of Pennsylvania, where he serves as founding director of the Center for Cytokine Storm Treatment and Laboratory, associate director of patient impact of the Penn Orphan Disease Center, and co-founder and president of the Castleman Disease Collaborative Network. He also, along the way, somehow managed to write a best-selling memoir entitled Chasing My Cure, A Doctor's Race to Turn Hope into Action. The title of Dr. Fagenbaum's talk today is The International Collaborative Research Model, Turning Hope into Action. Dr. Fagenbaum turned his own battle with a rare disease into a true paradigm shift in regards to how to best study rare diseases. This new model, exemplified in the Castleman Disease Collaborative Network, has already served as a blueprint for the study of other rare diseases. I'd like to thank Gilead Sciences, our conference signature sponsor, who is sponsoring our keynote session today. I can imagine no one better than Dr. Fagenbaum himself to help us launch our International Collaborative Research Network, or ICRN. Later this morning, when we will hear about the plans to apply the concepts defined by Dr. Fagenbaum and his team to our study of PSC. The official launch will be followed by interactive small group discussions of the future of PSC research. And these sessions are specifically designed to allow everyone's voice to be heard. So what comes from those small group sessions will help guide the ICRN research agenda over the next 5 years. So we look forward to all of you participating in that process. In fact, it is essential that we have everyone participating. We are excited to hear Dr. Fagenbaum's inspirational and passionate words. So without further delay, I would like to welcome